Hello, good morning, and welcome to our first week of environmental science. I hope you're excited about this class because I am. This is my absolute favorite science to teach, so I'm really excited that you're going to be a part of it. And we're going to learn some really cool stuff. We're going to be covering things from water pollution to climate change we'll talk about. We're going to start off this week, though, talking about kind of the nature of science and how it relates to environmental science and some of the nuances that we need to be familiar with when it comes to science. So we're going to start off with two case studies. We don't normally have two case studies, but most weeks or whenever we start a new section, that section or chapter, whatever you want to call it, it will start out with a case study. When we start an entirely new unit, we'll start off with two case studies. We'll have a unit case study, and then we'll move on to our chapter or section case study. So there will be occasions when we do start off the week or that new unit with two case studies. So this week is one of those cases where we have two cases, lots of cases. And I like case studies because they talk about real applications, real world, real life situations that relate to whatever we're about to study. So it's a great way to kind of pique our interest and kind of get us thinking about some of the issues that we're going to be studying in that section or unit. And I find them to be much more interesting than a typical, textbook, chapter full of information. Not that that's not useful, not that we won't utilize that kind of information, but case studies kind of bring it to life. So I hope you enjoy this class. I'm looking forward to being a part of it with you, looking forward to getting to know you as a student and as a person. And speaking of persons and knowing you as a person, I wanted to just share a little bit about myself. So my background, if we want to go way back to college, I studied communications. I was a broadcast major. So I learned how to use video cameras and do audio work and things like that. And then I moved to Nashville and got a job in the music business, and I was a video promoter at that time. Got married, my wife moved to Nashville with me a few years later. We ended up moving back here to the Philadelphia area. And that started my journey towards teacher. Now, I wasn't a teacher when I got out of college, obviously, because I didn't study teaching per se. But I did spent some time working in web development, building websites. I did mostly sales and marketing, but I did do some tech support, things like that. I actually, after working there, I went to a help desk company where I was a consultant, so I helped people with their computer problems. So I have quite a varied background, and I do have a technology background too, which suits me great here at Achievement House. I actually spent, after I did the help desk thing, I spent 11 years at another cyber school here in Pennsylvania that we won't name at this time. And then I went to spend a couple years in some charter schools where the students came to class every day in person. And the last place I worked before Achievement House was last year at Olney Charter High School in inner city Philadelphia. And that was quite an experience. I had really huge classes, 37 students in one class, 38 I think at one point. So it was challenging but rewarding, but I'm excited to be here at Achievement House and to work with you guys. And my hobbies are playing music. I play guitar, and I play piano and drums. I love playing, I love singing, and I love singing with my daughter. I have a 13-year-old daughter who loves to sing. I have a 16-year-old daughter who is really into animals. She's studying animal science, in fact, at this very moment. So glad to be with you. Oh, one of my other favorite hobbies you'll probably hear me talk about all the time is mountain biking. I love to mountain bike. So anyway, that's a little bit about me. If you want to know more, feel free to Schoology message me or send me an email or give me a call on the phone. All right? So looking forward to working with you.